Happy birthday. Born on the 5th of May. That's a very powerful horoscope to have. You have the brain of a genius. You are very quick in learning languages and learning anything that you want to do. You will have the mind of making money all the time. You will end up being a money machine yourself. And you'll have the level of communication and creativity and imagination all on your side. There's so much going for you. Try to control your bad temper. Once in a while, you'll flare up, and your words and your tongue will be very sharp. Try to stop that. And also be careful. You need to learn to follow rules and regulations, whether at home, whether in a job, whether in business. Don't take too many shortcuts all the time. You want to go to the finishing line as soon as possible, probably because you have a lot to do and you're always like a walking stress machine as well. So have a timetable every day and follow that timetable. That way you will manage your day wonderfully well. You have a very alert mind that's made you very imaginative and very creative in everything that you do. You could be a marketing genius coming out with information technology and using the internet to make a lot of money for yourself. You could be working in a bank. You could be in financial speculations. All that is very possible for you. Most of all, you will be able to go into business one day. And that business you will plan for many countries, not just one country, because you are a person whose ideas will flow across the globe. And anything that linked to money, you are especially clever. You will be a person who can be a professional, a doctor, a lawyer, an architect, anything that you want, because you're very quick to learn things and you're very fast to get things done. And so you'll be known as a very hasty and impatient person as well. Try to not show that because that may lead to people thinking that you don't do any research and you could be very careless as well. And mind what you say, think carefully before you say or make a promise. Very often you'll forget your promise, and then people will say that you're out of sight and out of mind. You have a horoscope which is going to be able to use your imagination very much. So, in the business of entertainment, movies, and films, a great singer you can be, a great writer you can be. You have all the gifts of communication everywhere. So, there's so much going for you. But you must learn how to focus. You can't, like a one man or a one woman show, want to do everything. Focus is a very important word. See where your talents lie. More than that, understand what the public wants. And then go there and you will do things very manageably and very profitably. Otherwise, you'll try many things halfway and leave them and move to other things as well. Because you can be very moody and very changeable. The levels of creativity could make you a fashion designer, could make you a landscape artist, could make you go into the business of beauty salons and beauty parlors, could do anything. You could be working for an advertising agency because you have the speech and you have the way that you speak will be very well. So you have a wonderful horoscope. What you need is guidance to know what years are good and what bad years. And so I'll talk to you about that later. The calendar year for you, 2020, you have to be a bit careful because the planets of 2020 are moving very fast. And when they do that, you have to be prepared. If you are only half prepared and you start something in 2020, very soon it'll get into a jam. You'll find all kinds of obstacles and hurdles coming your way. So definitely do your research before you start anything. Even if you're starting university, you're starting school, even if you're starting a job, you're starting anything, tell yourself you need to learn the rules and regulations because you very often won't care for rules and regulations, and that's not good. Well, there's a lot of good stuff going for you. And one day I would like to do a 90-minute session with you to talk to you about your next 9 years based on your date of birth and time of birth, and especially looking at your palms. But first, I want to talk to you and give you some samples of ages. So I'm going to give you some samples of ages. Now, if you happen to be the ages of 20 or 29 or 38 or 47 or 56 or 65 or 74 or 83 or even 92, you're going to be then very one lucky person who is going to somehow score some great points, make a lot of money, find that special love, travel to a foreign country, do things which are out of this world to make you happy. So these are very special ages, and if you are that, plan to what you want to do. You can find a wonderful job, buy a new house. Things like that will happen during these ages which I've just mentioned. Well, it's a question of at what stage you are to know what you're going to get. I'm going to give you another set of ages which are also quite good. If you happen to be the ages of 16 or 25 or 34 or 43 or 52 or 61 or 70 or 79 or even 88, you're going to be one very lucky person as well. These ages are very, very important to you. You could be wanting to migrate to another country or plan it on these ages. You could move into some industry or some job or some business during these ages. You will have the special gift of being able to try anything you want during these ages, and you will do it superbly well and extremely well. So, whatever is important for you for your lifetime, try to do that if you're of these ages, and you will see that you will do well. Well, you have to be careful, even with wonderful ages, you have to be careful of 2020 because 2020 planets are moving very, very fast. When they move fast, they make you impulsive, they make you impatient, they make you hasty. And that's how trouble will start, even with the good ages. But you'll have an edge over other people when I say that these ages are lucky. I'm going to give you a sample of ages where you have to be a bit cautious. And if you happen to be the ages of 23 or 32 or 41 or 50 or 59 or 68 or 77 or 86, well, you really have to be very careful in 2020 because you'll be hasty and impatient. And what with the planets of 2020 moving at such a fast speed, the carelessness and misinformation and miscalculation will get you into deep, deep trouble. So you have to do a lot of research if you're of these ages in 2020, whether in job, whether in business, whether personal sides of romance or marriage. Be careful what you say, be careful what you do. Money can be lost very, very fast. So don't part with the money that you have. Don't go in for big investments. Play small and be careful that your job may be also at risk. I'm going to give you another sample of ages which are also somehow difficult. So if you happen to be the ages of 17 or 26 or 35 or 44 or 53 or 62 or 71 or 80 or 89, you have to be also very cautious, including health problems as well. And you have to be careful that whatever you try and do is going to be delayed, and the frustration of disappointment will be there. Bad news, maybe of family or whether of business, could also be there of these ages. So if you're of these ages, especially in 2020, tell yourself you cannot afford to take risks. You could lose very quickly. And tell yourself to be patient if you are waiting for things to develop if you're these ages. These planets move slow. And what with the 2020 planets moving very fast, there is a difficult, somehow lack of coordination going on. So most of the times you will find upsets and disappointments. Regarding your health, born on the 5th of May, be careful of your spine, the neck area and the lower spine. And be careful that the amount of stress that you can have your nerves going very much nervously, and headaches and troubles or accidents with your shoulders and your arms and your hands. So I'm not going to say too much about your health because I know too little information. Just imagine if I knew your full date of birth and your time of birth. And if I may be able to look at your palms, then we could have a 90-minute session, which will cost you USD $50 to know your next 9 years. And age by age, calendar year, I'll go through it with you. And I will talk to you about all the areas of your life, your romance, marriage, family, your job, business, finances, and most of all about your health. And I'll give you your lucky colors and lucky days and lucky gemstones and lucky directions. I'll show you how to formulate your own personal lucky lottery numbers. Yes, it's a system which I will teach you. And I will show you how to reach that supernatural energy that you have. Some call it the soul, some call it the guide, some call it the spirit. It's there. Every civilization says it's there in us. So I will teach you how to connect to that. And that's the most important part of it. Well, you are born on a very interesting day. Born on the 5th of May is a very, very clever person who can learn things very fast. And in the business of show business, you could also do extremely well as a writer as well. But I look forward one day to get your message. And this is my email. So send me an email if you wish to have a 90-minute session with me. Until then, I wish you a happy birthday. Thank you and goodbye.